Well, good morning. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. The sun is shining. The birds are silent. Maybe it's still too early for them in Florida. Um, I was watching another YouTuber this morning. I was getting ready to take my wife to work this morning before I came over to the studio, and she was mentioning a rant by Roland Martin. Roland Martin was upset with what he thought was the black turnout in this midterm elections. Um, I think that a lot of people have it sort of in the mix about how this is all the stuff is playing out. I think a lot of people on both sides have it in the mix about how all this is playing out. Um, the traditional matrix our metrics on how a lot of this stuff is done have changed. Excuse me, have changed a lot, and it's nowhere like it was before. Um, and we have to find new ways to measure if we're going to make predictions or if we're going to decide that these people aren't voting or these people are voting a different way. Uh, Motor voter has changed the landscape in a lot of places. And what I mean by young people who get registered to vote at the same time they get their driver's license. And when they get their driver's license, they're normally registered as NPA, no party affiliation. And then of course you can change that whenever you want. And a lot of people don't change it. So a lot of young people don't participate in primary elections because, like here in the state of Florida, you can't. Only in states where you have open primaries and those kind of things, where you can have people with no party affiliation participate in the primary process. So sometimes, in highly partisan elections, you're really not sure who's voting for whom. You have to pretty much ask them afterwards who they voted for, because there's almost no way to tell. Um, but anyway, Roland Martin seemed to be upset because there wasn't a black turnout, or there wasn't a black turnout for Democrats. Um, Here's the deal: um, who do you have to thank for that, or who do you have to blame for that? You have to blame people like K. Carl Smith. You have people to blame like C.L. Bryant, Shirley Huzar, Jesse Lee Peterson, Candace Owens, a bunch of folks. Patricia Dixon, T. West, Philip Scott, a bunch of the new YouTuber influencers that the Democrat Party, especially the establishment or corporate Democrat Party, has simply not accounted for. They have simply not accounted for. People are being influenced by Instagram. People are being influenced by YouTube a lot more than ever. So, and it isn't like these people are vocal once they become influenced. They're simply thinking to themselves, yeah, that T. West guy's got a point. And then that seed germinates, and then sometimes, not always, turns into a vote. And it turns into a vote for a non-traditionally black candidate. What I mean by that is that the traditional black candidate is a Democrat. So sometimes it goes as far as a vote not for a black Democrat. It may not always be the Republican. It may be the Libertarian or the no party affiliation or a Green Party candidate or somebody else. But this line up and vote for Democrats, it's not like it used to be. Not like it used to be. I want to thank some of the people who are. I don't want to forget some of my dear friends like Sonny Johnson or Alfonso Rachel, and some of the others that have been planting the seeds, especially in youth, and especially here on YouTube, and especially in social media for a while now. They've been banging the drum for a while that black folks have to really start voting their own interests. And my friend Patricia Dixon said it best in her video from yesterday, that not every black person needs the very same thing. But this monolithic thinking that every black person needs this, and so you can sort of put every black person's needs, wants, hopes, and aspirations in a box is ridiculous, because everybody's at a different level. So people have to think for themselves what candidate or candidates' policies are going to best benefit them and their families. And I think that a lot of people are starting to do that. A lot of black folks are starting to do that. So you're going to continue to see changes in the voting demographics of black Americans for some time to come. And thank you to the trailblazers that started this process, and those that are on the trail now, continuing to sort of make it okay, or make it okay in people's brains, that they are not they don't have to do what their parents or grandparents or great grandparents did. That they can think for themselves, and that they can make choices for themselves. Remember, the best thing about your freedom is your freedom. My name is Willie Lawson of the Willie Lawson Show. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. Peace.